You mentioned a couple of things that kind of sparked or intrigued me. So first and foremost, in terms of data integrity or data confidentiality or protection around that, because our data is everywhere, right? It's with our health. I took my mom to the doctor the other day, and instead of talking to a person to log her in, we click something on a computer. So all that is just data generated out here. And so in terms of, I like the fact that you shared, Microsoft or some of the others are doing a little bit more data protection or privacy around that. But we every day I kind of hear something, the one that kind of rings right for me is this one that schools use, Canva. I think it's Canvas or
Yeah,
Canva,
Canvas.
something like
Yeah.
that.
Hmm.
But so how do we, or what do we do to protect those data breaches and integrity of information that we have? Like, I know you said be careful about what we tell it about who we are, but also what about just where all this data lie? Like, if somebody right now, probably if somebody takes my, well, probably not, because everything is by phone, my face or thumbprint or something. But let's just assume somebody takes a phone or computer or something, all the data is there. And so I always kind of worry about that. So that's kind of my first kind of question. And then I have a Microsoft question. But
Okay.
but that's something that I think you said today that I thought was really good that we don't talk about enough is all these data breaches, or we're in all these databases and systems and so forth.
Yeah. So it's a huge topic, and it's a very fast-moving topic. Uh, so to give you a sense of how fast-moving it was, Anthropic has a project called Mythos. It's going to be their next release of their AI agent. They put it on hold for release because it was coming up with 0-day vulnerability exploits for every known operating system, every computer. If you could think about what that means is it could hack every single computer that's currently available.
Mm,
So is there protection right now? I don't think so. So here's what we have to do in the interim. We have to say, okay, and again, this comes back to a practice discipline called risk management. And this is what do I do to progress and be able to participate in income and revenue generation uh, versus what things will put me out of business if they're compromised. And so those sorts of protections are difficult in today's times because we carry a cell phone. There's data everywhere. There's access points everywhere. And by the way, all the people selling us this technology, that's why I brought up Mythos, can't protect you. It was just proven. Every one of them have vulnerabilities. And so the best we can hope for at this point in time is that there is some reasonable attempt to not let the world go up in flames, because that's really what it's about at this point. Uh, and this is the stuff that these nations, there are nation states that are attempting to hack us every day. I don't want to scare you to death, but this is the stuff that's actually going on. And we used to teach cybersecurity, and we don't have near enough people working regularly on protecting us as many of these other nations. So I will say that there is no protection. I would say that reasonably, what we have to say to ourselves is, what is it that we're trying to do and protect? Number one. So, one of the things I used to go through was an analogy. You have a small safe in your house. You can't put everything in your house in the safe. So, what goes in the safe? Start with that. Those are the most, and so there's many ways to mitigate loss, right? So, if I have cash and somebody steals it, it's lost. If I have something that's of value, maybe I insure it and I put it in the safe. So those are the sorts of things that risk management deals with in a very high. What's the probability that this will happen? And then what's the impact of when it happens? And so that's a whole discipline called risk management. So that never goes away in business or anywhere else, right? That's how the world works. So are there risks? There absolutely are. Can we mitigate risk? In other words, am I the person that, yes, I have an alarm system on my house, but I walk out and I leave the door open, wide open every day? Then what good is the alarm system? And that's what a lot of folks are doing, is they're not paying attention to the security controls that they already have usefully. Give you one example: updating people's PC, updating them with the most recent security updates. People pass. Well, there you go. Now you're leaving yourself open. But if you keep it up to date with the most recent patches and vulnerability fixes, then you're less likely than the multitude of people that never update their PC. Is that helpful?
Yeah, that was extremely helpful, and I appreciate the way that you explained it too.
Don't forget, there's a link below to join our community. We're looking forward to building a community of like-minded people that are looking for real results from AI solutions and implementations. We want to make sure that you're able to get what you need, apply it, get the results you need, and keep progressing, keep growing. That is the intent. So we use our access framework. We create awareness, knowledge, skills, experiences that we can produce specimens. And once we have examples of what we want, AI is supercharged. So please come back and follow along, and we look forward to helping you grow. And we grow with you. So looking forward to meeting up with you in the community. Hey, if you're enjoying this content, please hit below, like, and subscribe. Also, we need your comments. We need your feedback. This is the major reason why we do free things, is to get feedback so we can get better at serving you. So please put your comments down there and let us know what you like, what you don't like, and how we can improve. Looking forward to reading your comments. Thank you so much.